Welcome to The Herbal Ire, your podcast on all things holistic health, medical astrology, spirituality, herbalism, and so much more. Presented by your host, Ire Atla, medical astrologist, herbalist, and naturopath. Let's dive right into today's topic, love and light. Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Herbal Ire. I'm Ire Atla, your host, and today's podcast episode is all about what is normal versus not normal during your period and the time leading up to it. I get a lot of questions about this from clients and people that are interested in working with me is, well, how do I know if I need your assistance, what's normal and what's not? So today I'm going to break down what is normal and what is not normal that you should expect during the time leading up to your period and when you're having your period. So I hope you enjoy. Hi everyone, welcome back to The Herbal Ire. Today's podcast episode is all about normal and abnormal signs and symptoms around your period. I get a lot of questions about this from clients and to-be clients and all of that about, well, how do I know if I need your services? What's normal, what's not? Like, I've always had heavy periods, or they've always been painful, or I've always had tons of cravings beforehand, and everybody I talk to says that's normal. So how do I know if it is, and do I need your help? So let's go over some of that today. What's normal, what's not normal, all that fun stuff. So what should be happening is none of the above that I mentioned, right? Your luteal phase is the phase that comes right before your menstruation phase, which is the bleeding cycle, the part of your cycle where you're actually having your period, right? So the luteal phase lasts anywhere from 7 to 14 days for most individuals, and that is the phase where if you're going to have some sort of hormonal imbalance that causes signs or symptoms, it's going to be during that phase and then leading into your period. So what you should expect during that time is an increase in your appetite. As your progesterone levels rise, it increases your metabolism and it makes you hungry as fuck and you want to eat everything in sight, which is normal because your body is requesting more calories and more nutrition during that time because it knows that a period of time is coming where you're going to need some more energy. When your body is bleeding and it's going through the whole period, you are low energy typically, but you need, input from the outside to help increase your energy levels. So it is helping prepare your body for that. So an increase in appetite, completely normal and to be expected. What is not normal is like cravings during this time. If you're really craving chocolate during this time, which so many of us do, it's actually usually a sign that your body is low or deficient in magnesium and your body is requesting you to give it more magnesium. So during this time, if you're really struggling with really wanting a lot of sweets or chocolate or thing like that, then definitely look into adding a magnesium supplement to your regimen during this time. Magnesium glycinate is the one that I recommend for pretty much everybody. It's readily available, bioavailable, it's easily absorbed. You absorb more of it and it doesn't cause the diarrhea issues that some of the other forms of magnesium do. So you don't have to worry about coming down with, like, on top of, what we call the period poops, coming down with extra period poops on top of it. So that is usually what that means. It could also mean that your body is needing some more B vitamins. Your liver is having a difficult time perhaps at this time detoxing and doing its job properly because it requires a fuck ton of B vitamins. And as it does its job, it runs through and burns through all of those B vitamins. So this could also be a time when you increase your B vitamin intake, and you can find tons of B vitamins in eggs and egg yolks specifically. So make sure you're eating those egg yolks. Get the best type of eggs that you can get, organic, free range from the farmer down the road is probably the best source. But obviously not everybody has a farmer down the road. So definitely get the best ones you can. Increase your egg intake during this time. You can also get B vitamins, ironically, from liver, so increasing your liver intake. If liver is something you can't handle, which I totally get, it has a weird texture and taste for many people, then you can take desiccated liver capsules, which will give you all of that good stuff without having to eat liver. You want the grass-fed, organic, desiccated liver capsules, and you would take about 2 to 4 of those a day leading up to your period starting. So that is something to look out for and something to know more about your body. So other signs and symptoms that are not normal during this time would be bloating, constipation, diarrhea. Now, there's a little bit of diarrhea that may happen just due to the fact that as your period gets closer, your body starts releasing certain hormones that actually do kind of relax muscles in your body because it's preparing for, potentially in fertilizing an egg and planting an embryo. So it will cause some relaxation of muscles, and your intestines are full of muscles that help move things through. And so as those get relaxed, sometimes they're just not as effective. And so some diarrhea is normal, or maybe not even diarrhea, but like looser stools, right? But if you're to the point where you're having straight on diarrhea all the time, that's a sign that that's too much, your body's imbalanced, and you really could use more likely a bunch more fiber during that time. So increase your fiber. Water retention during this time is abnormal. Typically that happens because as we get closer to our periods and we're craving different things because our bodies are, not having the nutrition that it's needing, then we tend to eat a lot of salty snacks, and where sodium, which is salt, goes, water follows. So if you're eating too much salt during this time, you're going to retain water. So a good thing to add at this time, if you're craving salty snacks, is nettle leaf. Take it as a tincture or as a tea, or dandelion leaf tea. These provide the nutrients that your body needs, as well as providing a little bit of a diuretic action to keep your fluids in balance so you don't retain water during this time. Weight gain during this time is also abnormal, but typically happens because you're retaining water. So again, nettle tea with a little bit of diuretic action can help with that. An increase in urination can occur, but that's also a sign of hormonal imbalance. This is typically because you are eating so many salty snacks because that's what your body is craving, and you have too much sodium, and so your body is trying to rebalance the sodium levels and will increase your urination. So again, if you're having an increase in urination, this can be a sign that perhaps you've had too much salt and you need to cut back a little bit during this time. Inflammation and cramping during this time, breast tenderness, all abnormal. This is a sign that something is imbalanced in your body. Typically with the inflammation, you need some more magnesium, you need some more B vitamins, you need some more vitamin D. These are all vitamins that help with inflammation and keep that inflammation at bay. You could also just need to move a little bit more. During this time, as we get closer to our period starting, our energy levels go down, we get tired, we are exhausted more easily, and we don't want to exercise or move our bodies. So finding a means of doing that, you want low energy, exercises. So like a calm yoga, so like hatha yoga, or you're doing a long walk, or you're swimming slowly through the pool, or you're taking a, very slow bike ride. Stuff that keeps your body moving, but it isn't super high intensity is best during this time. Cramping, again, is usually a sign of low magnesium and potentially that your estrogen and progesterone are out of balance. So a good thing is increase your magnesium levels again. Magnesium glycinate, you want to take anywhere from 400 to 1,000 milligrams. It just depends on how low your body is. So you can start off low and work up if you need it. That can usually help. Cramping can also be a sign that your estrogen and progesterone are out of balance, so adding in some wild yam as a tea or a cream can work really well here to help your body rebalance those in a better way so that the cramping is not as much. Breast tenderness is typically a sign that your progesterone levels are a little out of whack as well. So again, wild yam can really help with that, and you can buy it as a cream form and rub it directly on your breasts to help. Premenstrual spotting, if you spot prior to like when your period is supposed to start, this is a sign that your estrogen and progesterone levels are out of whack. So again, wild yam cream is good here. Red raspberry leaf would be good. Agnus castus, also called vitex or chaste tree berry, would be good as well to take during this time. If you're missing a period altogether, that's a whole nother ball game. Something obviously is really out of balance with your hormones, and that might require a consultation so that we can discuss that and start on, a more personalized plan for you. But just know that missing a period when you're not pregnant is not okay. That is definitely a sign of something being imbalanced in your body. Low libido can be a sign of hormones being imbalanced. Typically, your progesterone levels are too high and your estrogen levels are too low, but it can also go the other way for some people. So definitely if you're having low libido, that is a sign that something is wrong in your body. Increasing B vitamins, increasing some magnesium, making sure you're getting plenty of electrolytes and fluid throughout the day, as well as using red raspberry leaf or wild yam or dandelion root to help your body rebalance those hormones will help bring that into alignment as well. And making sure your nutrition is on point. My course, Eating for Happy, Healthy Hormones, is really good for this because it really shows you what nutrients you need during which phase of your menstrual cycle to help ensure that you have peaceful periods and peaceful menstrual cycles and that you're not struggling with the signs and symptoms of hormonal imbalance. So that is a really good one because it gives you a legit list of foods that you should incorporate more of during certain phases so that you can make sure your body is getting all the nutrition that it needs at that time so that each phase of your cycle is much more peaceful and not so haphazard and all over the place. So good thing to check out there. Heavy periods are usually a sign of estrogen dominance in many women. And so that, again, not normal. Having heavy periods where you are soaking through a tampon, a pad, period underwear, filling a cup every hour, where you're having to change something every hour, abnormal. I don't care what the doctors tell you, that is not normal. It is not okay, and there are other ways to fix it besides giving you a birth control pill, which disrupts your entire endocrine system and causes dis-ease other places of your body and totally fucks up hormones for years potentially afterwards if you stop taking them. So not normal, but there are natural ways to rebalance and get rid of those heavy periods. Again, this is where nutrition is imperative, that you are getting the proper nutrition at the proper times, and also making sure that you're using some kind of herb or supplement to help bring those estrogen and progesterone levels back into balance. So if you're having heavy periods, wild yam is really, really good for this. If you're not ovulating, that's called anovulation. That is, again, a sign of a hormonal imbalance. You are supposed to ovulate every month. You are supposed to have a period every month. Stopping that cycle and that phase is not a good thing. This shows that there is something that is imbalanced incorrect in the body. Your menstrual cycle is actually, as a woman or an individual with ovaries, is actually one of your vital signs and one of the first things to go off in somebody who's having some kind of imbalance in their body. If they have ovaries and a menstrual cycle, is their menstrual cycle. You will see changes in that first before you see any changes in any other vital sign. So before your blood pressure goes through the roof, before your respirations are wacky, before your heart rate is, too high or too low. You will have something happen in your cycle that is different from your norm. So this is why it is imperative, as somebody with ovaries who has a menstrual cycle, to track your menstrual cycle so you know what is normal for you and what is not normal for you. So when something changes, you have that information, that data to go, oh, something is wrong and I need to investigate this. A lot of times that can mean just sitting, really getting into like a meditative state, or just really tuning into your body, having some peace and quiet if that helps, or some music playing to help you really focus. But just tune into what your body is saying and just ask it, what do you need? What's going on? And it will tell you. And again, it may be a symptom and you don't know what that symptom means. The body doesn't speak to us in a language that we speak. It speaks in the language of symptoms. So learning what those symptoms mean can really help you figure out what your body is asking for. So it will tell you. It takes practice. Don't get frustrated if you do this the first time and you feel like, oh my God, this is so stupid. I don't know what I am doing. Why am I talking to my body like this? If anybody sees me, they're going to think that I have lost my mind. And you will have all those feelings, and that's normal. But the more you do it, the more you tune into your body, the more you sit and listen to what it's saying, and you learn how to interpret those symptoms into a language that we understand, you will be able to figure out what's going on and fix the problem. You know you better than anybody else. You are more in tune with your body than anybody else could ever be. There is nobody on this planet, no matter how many degrees they have behind their name, that knows your body better than you do and can figure out what's going on better than you can. So learning to trust your body again and listen to it, and trust that all these millennia that bodies have been alive on this earth, that they know after all that time what they're doing and how to heal themselves, is imperative to this. And knowing that you don't have to fight against your body, right? It's not a battlefield. You don't need to fight it. And the more you fight it, the more you're going to cause problems. So sitting and listening and tuning in and learning to work with your body instead of trying to fight against it and stop its natural processes will lead to more peaceful menstrual cycles and periods, and a decrease or complete resolution of signs and symptoms prior to your period starting. So other things that are not normal: mood swings, irritability, depression, anxiety starting up, all those things, those are again signs that something is imbalanced in the body. And typically, again, it's something in the endocrine system. Serotonin and dopamine help with all of those things, and they can get their hormones as well, and they can get out of balance also. So typically this is a time to really focus on like your gut health, where most of these are produced, and make sure that that is good. Make sure you're taking your probiotics, you're eating your fruits and vegetables daily, you're eating fruits and vegetables that are in season for whatever season it is currently, as that provides all of the nutrients in the probiotics, prebiotics, everything you need for your gut for that season of that we're in. That means winter, spring, autumn, summer, any of those. So making sure you're eating, fruit that's in season, make sure that it's organic as much as possible, and that you're eating it as much as possible in its whole state, meaning you're not making like smoothies and stuff out of it. It's best to eat that kind of stuff in its whole state. Again, time permitting. I understand life is busy, and sometimes a smoothie is a lot faster and easier than, sitting and eating an apple whole. So, but again, moderation with everything. So those are all signs that could be off. It could also be a sign that your estrogen and progesterone are imbalanced. So again, wild yam cream would be good here, or wild yam as a tea, red raspberry leaf, motherwort, lady's mantle, all of those would be good for these symptoms as well. Unexplained infertility. This is a sign that something is imbalanced in your body. Something is imbalanced with perhaps your nutrition. Nutrition is nutritional deficits and deficiencies are the number one reason for hormonal imbalances. So if you are, unable to get pregnant and that's what you want to do, and the doctors can't give you any answers, my number one go-to is let's change up your nutrition. Let's make sure you're getting all the nutrients that your body needs for happy, healthy hormones and happy, healthy periods and menstrual cycles. So again, this is where my Eating for Happy, Healthy Hormones course really comes in, is it gives you a blueprint of what to eat and when and which nutrients you need specifically for happy, healthy hormones and happy, healthy menstrual cycles. So if you're having unexplained infertility, this is a sign that something is imbalanced. If you have been on birth control pills and you've stopped them and now you're having issues with, fertility, this is definitely something has been disrupted. That is what birth control pills do. They contain endocrine disrupting chemicals, which, as they state, disrupt your endocrine system and cause dis-ease in that system. And so those can take a really long time to come back into balance after you've stopped birth control pills. So it's definitely imperative to look at your nutrition during that time. A lot of those pills strip nutrients from your body that you need to have happy, healthy hormones and peaceful periods. So again, nutrition is the first place to look for all of these. And if that is on point, then it's time to look into other things past that. So nutrition is number one. And then from there, we look into gut health and sleeping and, all the other stuff that we go into. Mental fog and weepiness, insomnia, all that stuff. Again, these are signs that something is imbalanced in your body, and that it needs to be repaired and fixed. So insomnia a lot of times is caused by, again, a lack of magnesium. So taking a magnesium supplement an hour before bed can really help with that. It can also be a sign that you're missing some other key nutrient that your body needs. So looking into, again, your nutrition and making sure that that's on point can really help with that. Mental fog and weepiness, these are all signs that mental fog, especially that perhaps your brain isn't getting what it needs. So it needs all of the fat-soluble vitamins, which is A, D, E, and K. It needs plenty of fat, so make sure you're getting at least 60 grams of fat, healthy fats daily. This is avocados, avocado oil, coconut, nuts, seeds, coconut oil, olives by themselves. All of those things are really good to make sure that you're getting in your diet daily. And that can really help with a lot of that mental fog and the weepiness, even, and the fatigue. A lot of this happens too because of dehydration. We're not drinking enough water. We need to drink at least 1 ounce per pound of body weight daily, and make sure that you have some electrolytes in there as well, so that you're not actually not helping the problem. If you don't drink enough electrolytes as well, water follows sodium. If you dilute the sodium too much, your body's going to pee it out, and then you're not going to retain that, and you're going to be drinking the water in vain, right? You're going to drink and drink and drink and drink, and it's not going to do anything. So make sure you're getting some electrolytes in there as well. So these are all signs that something is, abnormal. These are not normal. Normal periods should be peaceful. There shouldn't be cravings. There should not be mood swings. You should not feel like utter crap 1 to 2 weeks a month. You should not be bleeding so heavy that you can't get up out of bed for days on end. You shouldn't be in so much pain that you can't move. You shouldn't be having, mood swings like crazy, and you shouldn't be skipping periods, and you shouldn't not be ovulating. So those are all things that I know so many of us have heard. Oh, that's normal. You just have to deal with that. Or, yeah, everybody does that. No, these are not normal. This is your body's way of saying, hey, something is wrong and I need some help. So again, sitting, tuning in and listening to your body and asking it what it needs, it will tell you, and you will be able to start determining what to do and when, and that will really help a lot of these symptoms and signs to go away. So if you want help with that, I am available. I am here. I would love to assist you. There will be a link in the show notes where you can apply to work together. I will have a link to my Eating for Happy Healthy Hormones course, which is a 4-week course, self-paced, that is absolutely amazing to help you pinpoint what exactly you need of each nutrient and what foods provide that. And then it gives you a plan on what to eat and incorporate more of during certain phases of your cycle. So tracking your cycle is the first thing that you should be doing, and really getting to know your cycle really well so that you can tell when something has changed and something is going wrong, as well as then dialing in your nutrition. Those are the two main things that you really want to start working on today to get your hormone health back under control. Because again, you know your body best, and you are the best one to fix it. And you are the best one to be able to help your body and figure out what it needs more than anybody else. There is literally nobody else who knows your body as well as you do, including me. I love helping people. I love helping my clients, and we've had some fucking amazing transformations working together. But honestly, all I did was kind of just help people, get them pointed in the right direction, help them understand what their body needs, help them learn to change their mindsets about their body, and then they do the rest because they learn to be in tune with their body and figure out what it needs. So I'm literally just a guide that points you in the right direction. But every once in a while, that's what we need. We need a guide to help us because, you can't be expected to know what you don't know. And, it's taken me years to figure this stuff out. It's taken me years of working on it. It's taken me years of study and knowledge and courses and degrees that, not everybody wants to go out and get. It doesn't, want to do that. And that's fine. I wanted to, and I love it, so I did it, but you can't expect you to do the same thing. So if you want to skip all of those years and you want to do this, then reach out. Let's work together. Let me guide you into trusting your body again. Let me guide you into learning to listen to your body and tune into what it's saying. Let me guide you into what nutrition you need when, so that you have a plan that you can follow and you feel comfortable now taking charge of your health and taking charge of your body and your hormones. So if that sounds great, I would love if you click the link in the show notes and we could figure out which way works best for you to work with me. And I would love to do that for you. I would be honored to be the guide that helps you achieve happy, healthy hormones and peaceful periods again. So I hope this was helpful. I hope it gave you some tips and tricks that you can start doing today to help rebalance your hormones and get you on the right track and let you know what is and is not normal. So if you have any questions about this, I would love if you would message me at info@twinravennaturals.com. That is my email address, and I would love to hear from you. You can also leave a voice message if you go to anchor.fm /the-herbal-ire, EIR. You can leave me a voice message, and I would love to hear from you. And depending on what the voice message is, you may hear it included in a episode coming up. Ask questions, and we can discuss in a new episode. So I would love to hear from you guys. I would love if you wanted to work together. I would love to be that guide for you. And I wish you all the best with achieving happy, healthy hormones and peaceful periods. I will talk to you next time. Love and light. That's it for another great episode of The Herbal Ire. Tune in next week for more valuable content with your host, Ire Atla.